G'day, this is episode 2 of the V-Strom engine swap series. Today I'll be dropping the engine out of this bike. So in episode 1 we discovered I had low compression in my rear cylinder and I have oil in my airbox. So what I believe is happening is my piston rings are worn. So when you have combustion inside the engine, it is blowing past the piston rings, pressurizing my crankcase, pushing oil up the breather hose and into the airbox. That's what I believe is happening anyway. But we don't have to worry about that yet. We're just going to whack a new motor in and see what happens. Well, second-hand motor with 90,000 Ks. Now, I am armed with some instructions. This is most likely going to be a long video. I do want to show every step if I can. If people are planning on doing this, they're going to want to see every step. So, it could be a long one. Let's get into it, hey? Okay, drain the engine oil. I better start there. Get rid of the bash plate first. I've been procrastinating a bit about this job. It's nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was planning on getting up and doing it first thing in the morning. Righto, if you want a good quality strong bash plate, I recommend these from B&B Offroad. This is brilliant. 6mm thick aluminium. It's all one piece, welded up. A very nice bash plate. I was a little bit worried because they, the way they mount up to the cylinder head, but I've seen pictures of someone who hit something hard at 80 kilometers an hour. It bent the bash plate, pushed his exhaust up a bit, but there was no other damage. One thing though, they are a bitch to fit. Once they're on, they're fine. It's only 4 bolts to drop the bash plate, but the mounts are very hard to fit. There we go. Drain the engine coolant. How much coolant's going to come out of this? Will it fill this bucket? None. I don't have to milk it all, am I? What I need to do, take the radiator cap off. It makes more sense. If I can. There we go. There we go. Alrighty, drain the engine coolant, done. Remove the seats, done. Disconnect the negative lead wire. So I'll cable tie them out the road so they don't accidentally zap anything. Rightio, disconnect the battery negative, done. Remove the fuel tank, I've already done. Disconnect the cooling fan motor and thermo switch lead wire coupler. Remove the radiator and water hoses. So I've got this cable, comes out of the radiator, it joins up with another cable, which is probably the fan, and it plugs in just here. That white one there, that's the one it's talking about. So push down on the top there and push the plug down. There we go. Take my radiator guard off first. Normally you'd have a fairing here and this bolt would be going through the fairing into your radiator. Just need to get this moving. Oh, here we go. Oh. My original radiator was leaking. I bought a second-hand one off eBay, and as you can see there, that mount's broken. The mount on the bottom there was missing completely. I had to make one. But I am getting a new one very shortly, an S3 Performance. I'm really looking forward to getting that, testing that out. Now I've got to do the overflow pipe. Oh, there we go. So this is a little plastic shroud, all the electrical connections are behind it. You just got to work out how to get the fucking thing off. There we go. I don't know why this part of the plug that stays with the radiator plugs into the shroud which stays with the bike. It'd make much more sense if it was the other way around. Get the fuck out of there. Rightio. So that bit just goes over the top. I don't know what's holding that radiator in. I think just my crash bars and my front mud guard. Oh. One SW Motech crash bar. Now well, you come out, that bloody... Do I have to pull that front guard off the bike? I think I might. It's been a pain in the ass. Alrighty, let's try it again. Now I said we're going to learn a few things along the way. One is if you have a high front guard, get it off. Crash bars off, bash plate off before you start. What else we got? What else we got there? Disconnect the horn. There we go. Okay, disconnect the cooling fan and thermo switch. Coupler, done that. Remove the radiator and water hoses. Yep, when I call that done. Remove the air cleaner box. Always one that doesn't quite let go. There we go. Air cleaner. Still quite a bit of oil in there. I mopped most of it up last time I was in there. I've only done a couple of short rides since then. There's a fair bit of oil there. Rightio, so I'll disconnect this guy. Maybe if I can get the fucker off. Oh, there we go. Squeeze and pull. Now my crankcase breather hoses. There's one there and one there. They'll both need to come off. And I've got another hose here, which I'm not quite sure what that one's for, if it's just a breather or what. There's one. There we go, two. Yeah, I'll show you something disgusting too. That is aerated oil. Oops, oh shit. I reckon I need a new one of those. I've undone this clamp, there'll be another one up the front somewhere I've got to try and find. See if we can, oh, it's going to be hard to show that one. You might be able to see that Phillips head screw up there. Rightio, is that it? Let's see if it lifts off. That one is. What else is holding it down? That's that one off. There's just a hose on there. Now what's holding you on? Another fucking cable. Another plug there. What else? I can feel another one. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's my pair system. There we go. Bloody hell. Rightio, that's out. That's my two crankcase breathers. I don't know what that plug is. There we got plugs there, vacuum hoses there, pair system there. Oh yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3 to unhook, and then there's another 2 under there. Just going to mark these with coloured cable ties. That's probably what I should have done with the other ones. Just worried I'm going to get all this mixed up. Oh, there we go. Far out. I'm sure this is just a matter of squeezing and pulling. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yep. So I've disconnected injector plugs. Hopefully you can see that okay. That's the my throttle cables. I'm just disconnecting those. I've labelled it top and bottom. I'm sure I could work that out later, but just to make life easier. Okay, looking all over for where to undo the clamp for the throttle body. It's right there. Rightio, now, where was it? Down there. So that's the clamp for the front throttle body. Rightio, hopefully that's ready to come out. I reckon these hoses might need to come off too. That one. I think I saw a comic once, or a skit where someone had used post-it notes, and labelled everything. They moved all these parts, and a big gust of wind came and blew it all away. Alrighty, let's see if we can get this thing off now. Oh, one end. Come on. Oh, there's the other end. One more plug I missed. Oh, there we go. Okay, throttle body's removed. How's it looking there? Filthy. Okay, next I've got to disconnect the spark plug caps. I've done that. Done that one. I've got one at the front to go. Oh. So I've just got to remove this cover here next. So to remove that, you've got to remove the rack. This is a custom made rack by me. Uses the same mounts as the standard rack though. So I'm not exactly sure why you have to remove that cover. It just says the left side. Yeah, don't know. I'm sure all will be revealed. Unscrew there. What else is there? I think it's just clips, isn't it? Oh, we've got some of those bloody stupid clips. Some of these stupid little things. We lift over that. Oh, here we go. This might be why we had to remove this. So it says, remove the left side frame cover, disconnect the gear position switch, lead wire coupler. That must be that fella right there. That's why we had to remove that. Oh, why do they do these plugs with 3 clips on them? I just don't get it. Is there some special tool for this? How am I supposed to get 3 clips at once? Oh, far out. Why does that have to come out anyway? Disconnect the generator lead wire coupler too. So I just disconnected these wires here, all these cables, 3 of them down there. I've just put long cable ties on them. They're all different types of plugs, so I can't get them mixed up, but I just put the yellow one there so I know that group goes together. Righto, what do we got next? Oh, that's 2 pages down. Remove the gear shift lever, remove the engine sprocket cover. Righto, this is something I know. Okay, I'm gonna have to go in soon. This is getting, rain's getting heavy and it's getting dark. It's only just after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Bloody ridiculous. Good, now it's spring. But after all that frustrating stuff I've just done, I've got to a bit I know how to do, so may as well do that. Righto, clutch cable off. Righto, that's our clutch cable. Don't really know why you've got to, I suppose you've got to take it off for the sprocket, don't you? Yeah, also says to plate your clutch push rod. Don't know why. Righto, so we've got to undo the, or loosen off the sprocket nut. Right, I'm going to have to call it a day. That bloody rain's not helping. So we got through 3 pages. Only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh dear, we've still got a lot to go. But I've had enough. I'm getting frustrated. Hopefully I've done all the fiddly shit. All those bloody plugs were a pain in the ass. They're all done. Hopefully we're getting into the nuts and bolts of it now. Rightio, that'll do for now. Rightio, this is day 2 of trying to remove my motor. I just had to leave it yesterday. The rain was pouring down. I couldn't concentrate. It's getting dark. I was getting tired and grumpy, so I had to just leave it for a while. Sometimes you got to know when to walk away. So, planned on getting a nice early start again today. It's now 11:45. It's better than yesterday, but not exactly early. Anyway, where are we up to? Loosen off the wheel, loosen the chain. So I'm just removing the front engine sprocket, which I started doing yesterday. I loosened it off. We've just got to finish that. So how do you like my Franken-Strom sticker? I had a comment on a video and someone said, I'm not sure about your Franken-Strom. They didn't actually like my bike, but I like the name they gave it. They won't be nasty or anything, they just weren't too keen on what I'd done to my bike, which is fair enough. I didn't customise it to suit everybody, only me. Disconnect the engine ground lead wire. 4, where is that? Wants me to disconnect the other end of this negative cable from the motor. It's pretty much impossible to get to. On my my new motor, that cable's still on the motor, so I'm going to do the same. I've just got a cable tied back here. I'll let that off and feed it out. I'll just have to unplug it there. There's no way to get to that. Alrighty-o, that's not done exactly as it says, but that's how I'm doing it. Disconnect the HO2 sensor lead wire coupler. I've had this one out a few times. This is another one that's got 3 little clips. Six steps there, which basically all means the same thing. Remove the muffler. So I've loosened off the 2 clamps, and this is another mount. That one can come right out. Yeah, this bash plate mounts to your header bolts and back here on your oil cooler. They're the ones that are a real bitch to get to as well. Yeah, I'm going to have to undo those. I know the instructions say to remove this oil cooler too, but it's on the other motor. So I'm guessing the other guy didn't do it. So I probably won't disconnect that. I'll leave it hanging there. Yeah, will this come out? What am I? Oh, I'm on the... Okay. I remember now. If we have a look under there. There. That's my bash plate rear mount. I'm hitting that. I need to remove that too. What I normally do with this is remove the front bolts, loosen the back bolts, and then let it hang down out the road. This is one of the things I love about the B&B bash plate. That mount is really good. Other ones come around your exhaust and up around the side, and they're shit, they just bend. This bike had an SW Motech bash plate on it when I bought it, and it was shit. It's coming apart. They were 3 pieces riveted together. All the rivets were breaking. I was having to bolt it together. We're out. Exhaust is off. Remove the right footrest bracket mounting bolts. These 2 here. I think there's engine mounting bolts behind that. Yeah, you've got to remove that just so you can get to that mounting bolt. So I've just disconnected the starter motor cable. That would be the oil pressure switch, I guess. How does that disconnect? Oh, it's a nut as well. Looks like an 8mm on that one. Done. So we've got to support the weight with the jack. I just had to go and buy a jack, of course. And it started pouring down again. I've just spotted another plug there which I reckon needs to come out, that one there. Yeah, I reckon that one there needs to come out. It's attached to the wiring harness, goes to the engine. Okay, so we're removing this bolt here. Okay, so there's a lock nut in there you've got to loosen. Does that fit? Oh, yes. That's something I found in my toolbox. Oh, that was easy. So it says loosen the engine mounting thrust adjuster lock nut with the special tool. That's what I just did. Then loosen the engine mounting thrust adjuster. But it shows, it looks like a socket. You need a special tool for the lock nut. I don't understand. Maybe I've got to take that right off. Might be a nut behind it. Yeah, what I think. I think there's flats on that. Righto. That is 23 and it needs to be a 6-point like that. This is, I don't know what this is, 21 one end and 23 the other. I think this was for wheel nuts. It was like a multi-purpose tool that come from somewhere. 23mm socket. Yep, that's it. It's not done up overly tight. Honestly, I don't know how important that is to loosen it off because I've now got to remove this anyway. Seems a bit strange. Pretty sure you'll find that'll get tensioned up when we put it back together. Now see, I've got the coil attached to that. Do I have to unbolt the coil or does this just hang there? There's my instructions. So it's got remove the left engine mounting bracket, disconnect the ignition coil lead wires. And it's awkward as usual. Coil and my front two lead wires, they're marked. Remove the engine mounting nut. Where are you? On the other side of the motor? That's the one I had to move the foot peg for. So go around the other side. Bolt's free now. I'll probably just leave it there for a sec. So there's another one of these thrust lock nut things here, but it's just covered in shit. You can't see it. Where's my special tool? Oh, don't tell me you're too big for this one. Alrighty, well, I don't have a special tool this time. My special tool is going to be a pin punch and hammer. Well, it's not very tight anyway. It is just a lock nut. Yeah, it just says to undo these. This one you can actually see it. There's flats on it. That one there seems to fit. What's that? 19. There we go. Oh, here things moving. Righto, sticking that in there so it doesn't drop on me. Now loosen the pinch bolt. Righto, where's that? Yeah, that cap screw there. So there's the shock absorber there. There's the pinch bolt there. That's it, we got him. Just need a variety of tools for this job. So I think you just had to loosen that. Gradually lower the engine assembly by removing bolt 2. Now if this motor's about to drop, I need to clean up all this shit because I have tools everywhere. Okay, so it says to remove this bolt. There we go. So I'm just coming down slowly and just checking things aren't hooked up. There's freaking shit everywhere. What do we got? Something hanging on. Spark plug lead. What are you? You're staying. What's that one? Oh shit, shit. Righto, we're out. Whew. I broke one wire on cable, which is my microphone. The least important out of all that. Oh mate, that was nerve-wracking. But that's out. I'm absolutely exhausted. It wasn't fun, and I'm not looking forward to putting the motor back in there. You're gonna have to wait till episode 3 for that. That bolt was just stuck on the weight of the motor. Because I had the jack too far back, the motor was hanging forward, putting weight on it. As soon as I lifted it up, I could pull it out. Those thrustings were a bit weird. They had flats on it you couldn't see. But other than that, we're all good. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you on episode 3. See if we can get this motor back in. Thanks for watching.